Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Chris Gibbons. I'm going to be your instructor for this class, HCA 445, Applied AI Tools for the Healthcare Manager. I designed this course because I thought it was absolutely essential for professionals to understand AI. I believe that AI will take an ever increasing role in all of our professional activities and personal activities. And my hope is that you are going to be equipped with those skills. And this is kind of our introduction to those skills because I believe that there's going to be a separation between individuals that know how to effectively use AI and those that don't. And you want to be on the side where you can effectively use AI. All right, so this is, I think, is an important class. I think it's going to help you in just about every aspect of your life professionally, which is going to be our primary focus, but even personally as well, you'll see some applications that it can really help improve things for you. All right, let's talk a little bit about the course, how it's going to be structured. Let me pull over the syllabus. That's the one thing I would recommend that you print out. If you've noticed, we have no textbook for this class. We're just going to be using the media and that's created. You have some podcasts. You're going to have these AI in action webcasts that I'm going to do. And so you'll have that. You'll also have supplement to each one of the podcasts. You will see there is basically it's kind of like a chapter. I highly recommend that you read, you listen to the podcast and you look at the chapter. The podcast is directly driven from the chapter. And we'll talk a little bit about those podcasts in a future module. But you definitely want to look at kind of all three of those pieces. You want to take a look at the podcast. You want to, or I should say, take a listen to the podcast. You want to look at the supporting material, which is located directly beneath that. We'll show you in just a second. And you're going to want to do the AI in action. If you do all that, that's basically the textbook that we have for this class. Okay, so that's as far as materials go. With the syllabus, I'm assuming some of you have already had classes here at Mercy College, so you kind of know we have a somewhat standard syllabus template. You can look at the course objectives here if you like. But again, the goal here is to make you AI aware, kind of an introduction of AI awareness. We will be using what I call the big three, which is Claude, GPT, and Gemini throughout this course. We're using free tier only, nothing for you to pay for. Okay, so hopefully we keep the cost down. A little bit about the grades. You're going to see, I like to keep things somewhat consistent from module to module, so you kind of know the flow of what's due and when, and that'll be pretty much all the way from modules 1 through 6. Module 7, we're going to do a special thing called the Professional AI Portfolio, where you'll have 4 deliverables, so that'll be the one break that we do from modules 1 through 6 is module 7. You will see our grading scale, kind of the standard grading scale here. So if you want to get an A, just make sure you get 930 points. And a description of all of the assignments that we have in here, kind of the overall big picture description of the assignments. The other part in here that's valuable is the actual course schedule when things are due. Of course, this is in the module. You can see that as well, but it's always nice to kind of have this large look ahead. So I usually recommend to students to, if there's one physical thing that you print out and have on in your desk or somewhere, you do physically at least print out the syllabus or have that PDF available to you on your desktop. Okay, so that's my little speech about the syllabus. Course structure. So you see the landing page here. In the landing page, you've got a link to the syllabus. So grab that. It's in a couple places. It's also in the navigation called syllabus. It's there as well. So there's 2 places to grab that. You will find on this landing page that I'm going to put weekly blogs in here. So look for, you see this welcome video here. Then you'll start to see kind of other weekly blogs. And that's where, I should say vlogs, not blogs, 5 minutes or so, updates about the class. Maybe we're doing some changes. Maybe there's some questions. So always review those before jumping into the modules, because again, we might be changing the course as we go along. Maybe there's clarifications. Maybe we need to go in a different direction. I'll clarify that in these weekly vlogs. So make sure you watch those. If you see a new one posted, please watch it. Okay, so that's enough about the landing page. Let's look at the module structure. We're going to look at module 1. Again, this will be pretty much the structure all the way through the course. Module overview, and it kind of tells what we're learning about. Everything's kind of following an arc over the next 7 weeks, and kind of the module checklist, what you need to complete. You'll find the recurrent, every module will have presentations. There will be 2, 3, 4 of these podcasts in here. Um, they are podcasts, though I host them on YouTube. That was about the easiest way for me to do it. So if you are wanting to, you could still listen to this podcast in your car, or, if you're doing something around the house on your phone, you could just do it through YouTube and listen to it. There's no visuals other than this static image. So don't think that you have to sit there and watch it. You can listen to it as you're doing other things. And I try to keep them under about 20 minutes. So you have those 3 podcasts, and then down here, I haven't posted it yet, but it will be posted soon. You'll see it by the time you see this video, is your AI in action video, and that's my webcast where I'm usually walking through some sort of specific feature or product in AI. Okay, so that kind of covers that part, and then you'll have our 1-pager in there. There's nothing for you to do here. It's just an extra piece. And I would, again, highly recommended that you pull up the 1-pager. This is something where you could keep it if you wanted to physically print it out, or you're going to have you're going to have 7 little cheat sheets at the end of this course that you can refer back to. So again, another source for you to learn from with the test your knowledge, which we'll show you in just a second. Let me jump back out. Go to modules. So after the 1-pager, we have the skill builder exercise, which is kind of a not too difficult, only 25 points. It's kind of a complete, not complete. So you'll have that. Then there's a knowledge check. A knowledge check is a kind of a traditional 10-question multiple choice quiz. You can take it twice, so that's good. Everybody should do well. You can take it twice. But what's on the quiz? Everybody wants to know what's on the quiz. It's going to be anything from the presentations. Let me go back to the presentations here. Anything from the presentations, which would be the podcast or the source material. I will say that the source material, there's nothing, you can look at the source material and that's covered in the podcast. It's going to add some different perspectives to it in the podcast, but if you were really hurting on time, you could just look at the source material, and that would be a really good start on capturing what you're going to need to know. So you got podcast and source material. Okay, go back to what we were talking about. The 1-pager, there's a few extra pieces of knowledge in the 1-pager that will also be in the knowledge check. So you'll want to make sure you do, look at the 1-pager, look at the presentations, listen to the podcast, look at the source material, and even 1 or 2 questions are going to come from, may come from the AI in action, that screencast demo that I do weekly. So, but again, I give you get 2 shots to do well on the quiz. So everybody should probably do well on the quiz. The main deliverable for the for the week, though, is the module 1 assignment. That's the one that you're going to want to look at. It's going to take some more time to do. Do plan accordingly. And then we do have a discussion assignment every week, kind of a way for everybody us to talk about it, learn new things. It's not a strictly, some discussions are very formal. This one is somewhat informal. However, make sure you do the requirements, responding back to one peer and, doing a post and all of that stuff. So just read the instructions, and, you will do well there. And that pretty much covers it. Modules 1 through 6 will be all the same. Again, we'll have kind of a unique portfolio type of experience in module 7. I'll open that up a little early so you guys can get a chance to look at that. That'll be towards the end of the course, though. All right, so that's pretty much the basics of the course structure that I wanted to talk about. And before I sign off, one last thing, how to get a hold of me. Right above this video is somewhere up there is how to get a hold of me. So I've given my phone number out to thousands of students, probably thousands, yeah, over the years. I've been here 17 years. So feel free to text me, especially if we have a short form question or you see something weird or like, hey, Chris, this video is, and you can just call me Chris. You don't have to call me Dr. Gibbons or anything like that. But um, if you see something that's maybe not working in the class or whatever, for short, so the short form questions, feel free to text me. If it's a little bit longer form, feel free to email me. And if we need to, we can always schedule office hours. So that's, I like to keep that flexible because everybody's got different schedules. All right, that pretty much covers it for our walkthrough for our HCA 445. Again, I'm so excited about this class. I think it's I will say, it'll probably be the most important class you've ever taken, but I don't know. We shall see. I'll let you be the judge of that. All right, everybody have a great week. And again, thank you for being here.